think I'll add some pink to that as well. So we'll go into the magenta and just add a bit of that to the blue and add it again. Yes, that's better. I think it was looking a little bit too blue. And it's a very rich purple pansy, and those colours bleed in very nicely. Now I'm going to do the top bit. This one's flopping a little bit as they do, so you might have to hold it and have a look. Now if you look very carefully at these and you hold it up to the light, you will see that it's very pink around the top, and then it only goes to the deep colour right behind where the shadows are. So don't start out with this very deep colour. It's such a temptation, but you mustn't. So let's mix again, and we'll mix some magenta with the lilac. There we go, that's it. That's just about the right tone. Pull it up a bit and down. Now don't try and do 2 petals at once. Stick with one and then go to the next one. Now I'm going into a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the very deep purple with the brown madder, because you see how dark it goes just in there. That's what we want now. So we just pull it, but I'm still leaving just a tiny white line there so that it doesn't bleed in entirely. Right, now let's thicken this colour again and drop it in. That's better. Now you see we've got it very light on the top, same as here, and then going much deeper as it gets behind there. And we can just take it down, right down there, I think. Yes. I think we'll just take a dry brush and just take a little bit off that top there. That's it. Then I've got all the tones of it going from the light right down to the dark. Now we've got the other one. And I've just noticed, I've thought that that one went in front of that one. And I've got it the wrong way round. So look, we'll just pull that down and pop a little more colour on, and we can get ourselves out of that. So now we've got that one on top and this one at the back. Often when you're painting flowers, you make that kind of mistake because you're busy. It's very difficult in watercolour. You've got to control the water, control the colour, and look at your flower. So when you make these sort of mistakes, if you can get out of them easily, do. If not, leave them. Nobody will ever notice. Now this one here, and I'm going to leave a tiny white line again. And this one, it comes right behind here, like this. All the time coming down to the darkest bit, look. And right behind there, so that that makes quite a delicious contrast. Right, now let's add a little bit more onto the edges here. And I haven't got the bottom of this quite as big as I should have, so let's go back. While I'm using my big brush, we'll go back and we'll put a little bit more of this skirt on. So we'll go over this, I think. Nice big brush, and take that out here and out there. We're going to put the middle of the pansy now, and then it gets quite orange here, look. So I've gone into the gold and orange and just done this bit. I've left these white patches. I needn't really have done it because they're going to be very dark over that, so I could have gone straight on with the yellow. So that doesn't really matter whichever way you choose to do it. But now I'm going to get a little bit of the markings on here with some green. It's a lighter green, and it just gives us the tones that we need to show the shadows. Now I'm holding this and the light is pretty well on the top, so obviously we'll get more darks underneath here and here. I'm using a 6 brush, and usually this is the smallest brush I use because if it's got a good point, you really don't want to go down to a really fiddly one. You've got to watch you don't get too dark with this. We'll put a little bit of the yellow in here and the darker yellow because it gets quite shaded just underneath there. So just pull it out and make the shape better at the same time. Yes, you don't have to get too dark. I'm going from the green, adding a little bit of violet, or else your pansy starts to get very heavy. And you've got to remember it's the light you want all the time. Now we'll let ourselves go with these lovely splodgers. Remember you've got the little white bit left there, and then we can really make it quite distinctive. And suddenly your pansy starts to come to life. And again, this side. I like to go outwards so that I get the little pointy bits. There. So that's the top bit of it. Now, another real brush load of colour. And when you pick up the colour, you want to roll your brush in it and really get a lot of colour on at a time. Then we can pull it out more or less to shape and just let the edges be a little bit feathery. Let's just put some of these little purple edges just a wee bit stronger. Now this time the paint's quite dry. I haven't gone into a lot of wet because I want to control it. I just want to feather this just to get these little dry parts. And all that makes it more interesting. Now we'll darken the bit between the petals here. So back into the violet and a little bit into the brown madder. We've got that nice deep colour again. I'm going to take away, now I don't see much of a light edge there, so I'm going to take that bit away and just take that down to there, like that, and along here. And this has got nice little crinkles in as well. Into the green. Always remember stems are round, so they collect a little bit of light. So leave that, and then I think we'll have some leaves. And a nice little bud here, and that will make a little painting of it. So where should we put the bud? Right, now think of your composition. That obviously is your main flower. I think perhaps the bud would be quite nice here, then we can have some leaves going up to here. I've mixed the purple, but I'm also mixing some of the pink in with it. Leaving a space for the little parts that come over. Now a little bit of the darker purple just on the dark side. I can see a little bit of it hanging down there of the flower it's going to become. So that makes it more interesting again. Now the leaves here have got quite a purpley bit here, so let's put that in first. And then we'll put the green in. Just let it run together a little bit on the paper. Gives it a nice soft effect. We've got enough green there, so we'll just spread it around, look. There we go. And the stem comes from the top and round behind this flower, and it'll come out about there, I think. And then we've got all these lovely leaves which can be painted very loosely. Go back into the light green and we'll have them starting here, nice and taggy, and we'll take them behind our flowers, because then we can put a little bit of dark that takes them right behind there. They've got quite a definite little frilled edge, you know. So we'll have one or two of those. And the final bit I want to do is just to add just a hint of background just behind these leaves. So we go into the cobalt blue, very watery. When I say a wet blue, I usually mean cobalt with a lot of water. So we've got a wet blue there. It's got a little bit of depth behind it. And of course lots of water. Move the water away. A little bit more here. Oh, let's have a little bit here as well, just to carry that blue through a little bit. And I think that will just about do. I hope you've been able to use the hints and tips I've given you. So good luck and happy painting!
Now available on DVD. Try these techniques yourself at home whenever you wish. The extended version of today's workshop is now available to order on DVD from the Painting and Drawing channel. For further information and to order your copy, go to www.paintingdrawingchannel.com.